Hey there guys, welcome back to the channel. So I finally got around to going to see 28 Years Later. It's directed by Danny Boyle and it's written by Alex Garland. They both worked on the film together since 28 Days Later, and they're reunited again after so many years because they didn't write and direct the film together in 28 Weeks Later. And I have recently checked out 28 Days Later because I've never seen the film before, and that film came out in 2002, and I myself have really love the film. If you want to check out my full review, it's up on my channel. And I have watched 28 Weeks Later, but I have not done a review on that. But I will say that at 28 Weeks Later was really decent, but it's nowhere near as good as the first one. So I went into 28 years later really excited because I love the trailer. You're following a small group of survivors that live on a small island outside of the mainland. And Aaron Taylor Johnson, who's playing the father, taking his son Spike on his first kill. And he's not supposed to go on his first kill until the age of 14, but he believes that he's ready. And this is not focusing on the father. This character Spike, the son, he is the leading character. And as he leaves the island again and go off to the mainland and goes on a mission, he later discovers the horror and the ugly side of the world that he has not experienced before. But he also discovers the wonder, and he also discovers the involved of the raging virus, especially the survivors. And you're seeing it from his point of view, and this is really about him learning how to grow up so quickly in a harsh reality because he lives in a bubble on the island and he only has bits and pieces of information from the outside world. Like, I didn't know what to expect to go in because the trailer didn't really tell us anything. It only tells bits and pieces of what the movie is. At first, before going into this, I thought that we were going to see a little bit more Aaron Taylor Johnson, the father, because it felt like they were taking a lot of influences from The Last of Us and the reboot of God of War. It has that kind of father and son trope, teaching them and showing them the ropes of how to hunt and kill and how to survive and how to become a man. And Danny Boyle actually recently said that he's took a lot of influences from The Last of Us, especially with some of the infected raging zombies. And they are zombies. Some people say like, oh no, they're not zombies. Yes, they are, because and if you've seen the movie, one of the characters do name drop the zombie, so they clearly are. And it seems like that in this film that the whole raging virus of the infection have evolved over time. And I won't go into it too much without spoiling the surprises. And Jodie Comer is in the movie as well, and she's playing the mother who is like very ill. And I loved her character in the movie. She is the scene stealer when she shows up on screen. And I was a little bit disappointed that we didn't get much of Aaron Taylor Johnson's character, but I will say that he was great on screen. He's only in the film for like 30 to 40 minutes of the film, and people would probably be disappointed by it. But before you go into this movie, it's going to be focusing more on Spike, the son. This is going to be coming from his point of view, and he's about to go into the unknown lands of the mainlands in the world that he's going to have to find out the hard way on his own. And I really love the story. I really enjoy this movie. A lot of people who have talked about this movie, it was kind of all over the place. There were some people who thought that this movie was really terrible, and there were some people who thought it was okay, and there were some people that really loved it. So this is probably going to be a movie not made for everybody, but I myself really love the film. Now, granted, I know it's not perfect. I had some smaller issues of the movie, but I will say that the performances were incredible. I thought Alfie Williams, who plays Spike, is definitely a great actor. He has got a lot of charisma. He's very talented. I was so invested in his story. Yeah, it does play up a little bit of a trope of a coming-of-age story that we've seen before. And the whole infection, the tension and the horror and the body count and the gore, they really delivered. They know how to put on the edge of your seat when they show up. And yes, there is a lot of nudity when it comes to the infection. There is going to be a lot of dicks in the movie. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There are. And some people might be turned off by it, but I thought it was very more subtle because, dude, these are the infection who have been infected for a long time. Their clothes get so ripped and torn apart, and they've been off on their own, been starving. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of nudity in this movie, but I don't think that it's the major problem for me. And Jodie Comer's performance, give this woman an Oscar. She is proving that she can definitely deliver the performance. She brought so much gravitas to the role. show. Her screen time with her in Spike the Son was beautiful and emotional. There are some wonder moments when we entered the Bone Temple, the one that you see in the trailer that was stacked a bunch of skulls, and Ray Fiennes' his character, who is the doctor that shows up in the midpoint of the film. He was great. Ray Fiennes is one of those actors that has so much experience in his career that he still has not won an Oscar. Dude, when he shows up, he steals the spotlight. I love his screen time between him and Spike. I love the story. I was so invested that we're focusing on a child's point of view that doesn't know the reality of the outside world. He's been living in the bubble. He doesn't know any better, and he learns it the hard way. And he is going to have to learn how to be on his own, and that it's not going to be pretty for him. And there are some wonder moments and emotional, touching moments that got me teared up in the midpoint of the film. It was great. Cinematography was so beautiful, especially in the scene, without giving away too much, when we see Aaron Taylor Johnson, the father, and Spike running from the infection and getting inside the gate, because they have a rule on the small island. Once you go out on combat patrol and getting your first kill, you're on your own. Once you step outside that gate, you're on your own. There's not going to be any reinforcements, because they lost so many people when they go out on a rescue mission. They're not going to take that risk, because more people are getting infected every day, and you already know what happens when they turn. If you get a lot of blood samples splattered in your eye or getting in your mouth or your nose, you will be infected within 20 seconds, and it spreads like wildfire, and it's a big of a risk. I love how they did the kill count with the infection. It was so intense. They knew how to put you on the edge of your seat. There's so much the tension and the suspense. Now, the one thing I did not like was the ending. Now, I'm not trying to say it's the worst. I thought it was the kind of the weak point of the movie that got a little bit silly and ridiculous. They made so much of a Power Rangers reference and made a meme out of it, which I get the reference. And there's one character that gets revealed that was in the prologue in the beginning of the movie, and I won't say who, but I will say this right now: if you're expecting Cillian Murphy to show up in the movie, he is not in the film at all. Because if you're going in this movie expecting a little bit more of his screen time, it's not. Because they definitely did confirm that they shot two movies at the same time. They shot 28 Years Later. Then they shot another film, which is a spin-off of the 28 Years Later, called The Bone Temple, which they do set that up in this movie. And Ray Fiennes is going to have a bigger role in The Bone Temple, and they've already filmed it. They set the release date that it's going to be coming out in January of 2026, and it's going to be directed by Nia DaCosta, which you may remember her that she directed the latest Candyman movie. Then she directed the MCU's The Marvels. Now, to be fair, we don't know how much of has she shot the film for the Marvels. Most of the time was done on reshoots. I mean, I don't know the full story. I don't have the facts to back that up. But I'm a little bit apprehensive, but it's written by Alex Garland, so I'm going to give it the benefit of doubt. And we'll see what happens in the trailer, because I'm excited to see Ray Fiennes to reprise his role, because I thought he was the best part about that movie. I thought they really delivered the horror, too. They really delivered. I'm one of the people that thought it was great. Do I have some issues with it? Yeah. But I thought that the positives outweigh the negatives, and I'm looking forward to more after watching that film. I thought that this is the price worth the admission. Because if you're asking, do I have to watch 28 Days and Weeks Later to know what's going on? No, because this movie completely stands on its own. It's a standalone story. They definitely summarize of what happened into those events in the prologue, and it doesn't get you lost and confused. You can go in it completely blind without knowing anything. And this gets me more excited for the Bone Temple. I can't wait to see it. I hope that the trailer is great, and it increases my excitement level. And they're hoping that the Bone Temple becomes successful. That way, they can make the third 28 Years Later to be more of a conclusion from what I've heard. I mean, I don't know the full story and I don't know who's going to be directing the third movie, but it has been confirmed that Cillian Murphy will make an appearance in 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple, for a small role, and then he'll have a bigger role in the third movie, and it's been confirmed, and it gets us more excited, because when you last saw him in 28 Days Later, he's still alive. So we don't know what happened, and I'm excited that they'll do a third movie. fingers crossed that the third movie gets made. I would want to see a returning character again. But anyway, I'm going to give this movie an 8.5 out of 10. I really enjoy this movie. I hope you guys do too. Go see it in theaters while you still can, while it's still playing. I hope you guys give it a chance and give it a shot, regardless of some of the mixed receptions for some of the critics. I mean, I know the critics got a higher score on Rotten Tomatoes, but the audience score have a lot lower than what I expected. Now, I know it's not going to be for everybody. I understand that, but I thought it was great. I'm really looking forward to the next one. So anyway, what did you think of 28 Years Later? Did you enjoy it or did you not enjoy it? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you like this review, make sure you hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell notifications so you know when my videos are up. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a great day, great evening, wherever you're from, and stay tuned for more of my content.